Olá, boa noite a todos. Sejam muito bem-vindos aí ao primeiro webinar teórico sobre fontes radioativas. É um prazer receber todos aqui. Utilizaremos nesse webinar o idioma, o inglês, mas caso seja necessário, aí também falaremos em espanhol e em português, né? E é um prazer aí poder trazer aqui para vocês a Medical, junto com a Radqual, para esta live, para esse webinar, onde será estruturado por blocos. Teremos 6 blocos, e falaremos um pouco aí sobre as fontes radioativas para a medicina nuclear brasileira. Vamos dar início, então, ao nosso webinar, né? Good evening, everyone. It's a great pleasure to open this first technical webinar on radioactive sources for nuclear medicine. Today, Medical, ALG, and Radqual are together to talk about something very important for PET and SPECT services, safety and reliable reference sources. These sources are essential for calibration, quality control, and daily operation. This webinar is also about regulation and safety. We want to show how this partnership helps Brazil have better access to international quality products with full compliance and technical support. Now, I'd like to invite all our guests who are enjoy with us tonight. We can start with the medical team. Felipe, can you start?
People, my name is Felipe. I'm a pharmacist from Medical. I work with quality and regulatory, so I'm here to talk about this. It's a pleasure to stay here with you.
Thank you, Felipe. Rogério?
Hello, everyone. Good evening. I am Rogério. I'm Key Account Manager in Brazil, and it's a pleasure to participate in this live tonight.
Thank you, Rogério. And now we can present the Radqual team. Julieta, can you start, please?
Yes, sure. Hi, Ever. Thank you very much for this invite. My name is Julieta Duran. I am the commercial manager for LATAM for Radqual. Radqual is an international isotope company, and thank you for inviting us this evening.
Thank you, Julieta. It's a pleasure to receive you here. And then, please.
Yeah, I'm Dan Kalis. I'm the product development manager at Radqual, and we're really glad to be asked to participate in this tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Julieta. Thank you, Radqual, to participate with us with this webinar. And then we can pass to the block 2 about the regulatory aspects and the partnership. To bring Radqual products to Brazil, we had to follow a long and careful regulatory process. This, includes documents, inspection, and meets. And Medical and Radqual works hard to do in this to Brazil. And then I would like to listen, Julieta and Felipe, how was the process and the difficulties to bring Radqual to Brazil?
Okay, I could start?
Yes, please.
Okay. Always the first step when we want to enter in a country is to find a good partner, right? So we have some meetings with the medical team. We start talking about the interest that exists in Brazil to have an option, talking about sources. We know that Brazil is a very big and important country for all Latin America. So we have some meeting, we start knowing each other. I went to Brazil twice to know all the facilities, the people that work there, how medical works. This is very important for us in the beginning of the job, right? Because we know that Brazil always is a challenge, and we have to be sure that the distributor is the quiet distributor to start this process, right? The regulatory process. So we move forward knowing each other and start talking about the regulatory strategy to have in this country, in Brazil. For the beginning, we knew that Brazil used to have some points in ANVISA that we need to revise and see how we could explain ANVISA, which was our strategy, right, Felipe? So in the beginning, we start studying what was registered there in Brazil, and we noticed that it was another strategy, right? We were sure that we have to demonstrate ANVISA the classifications of our sources, and there starts our job, our work, right? So we had a lot of meetings with Radqual team and medical to understand which was the points and the requirements that we should complete for ANVISA. Continues, or Felipe, do you want to?
No, it's just this. we did some meetings with the ANVISA team, because in Brazil, all the sources was classified. We have the two types of classification. So some ones more simple, like the calibrator doses, the source for calibrator doses, they are classified with class 1 or 2, and some sources for patch were classified with a class 3 or 4 and needed register. So we started to talk with ANVISA about this, and they sent us that we needed to use this classification, and we did a try. We make some internal meeting, and we did one process, writing how does work a PET, CT, how does work a gamma camera, to say where the source is included, why this is not a problem for the CT or the MR. So we try to make understanding to change the ANVISA, and we did. So they reclassified all the sources in Brazil.
Yes, and I think that this was the challenge, right? Because ANVISA have this classification for a lot of years, and we could demonstrate that the sources are not used direct in patients, that are for equipment, and they understood that the classification of the sources should not be class 3 or 4. So this was very important for us, because we prepare all the dossiers and all the information ANVISA asked us. And I want to say that Radqual team with medical have a strategy from the beginning to present all the dossiers one time, one shot, and they have to be perfect. And we did that, right? We present the dossiers. It was perfect, the presentation. ANVISA didn't object nothing. And for the class 1 sources, we received the approval, the okay to start selling this. I think it was in 3 months. And if you know ANVISA, you know that this is a challenge, right? Always the time. and we received the first authorization in the 3 months we present the dossiers. For classification class risk 2, I think it was 3 or 4 months, no more. And there we include all the other sources, right? The PET ones, I think that some flood sources also, the star guide sources, a lot of sources there, that it was the same process. We present a very, very complete dossier. And Felipe, I don't know if you want to explain all the things that we put in the dossier. It was a lot of information, pictures, specifications.
We need to put all informations about the security, about the use, how to clean, how to. we did a big manual to ANVISA, and we made families. So we get some particular sources that are equals or approximately. My English is not the best one of the word, but we did a family and sent to ANVISA to get all this information of security, use it, and they accepted. So it was a pleasure to work with the team. The team of the Radqual was very fast. When I asked something, they answered very, very fast, and so it was very, very nice to work.
Yeah. We worked a lot during the months to explain together to ANVISA how the parts works, how the gamma cameras, the dose calibrators, to explain the correct classify of the sources, and then this is a regulatory mark in Brazil.
Exactly.
It's a good for us, the works of our job together with the Radqual and the medical UAG. And then this is open the doors to Brazil to bring all the sources and the isotopes and the geometries different that Radqual have. And then this is a good for Brazilian nuclear medicine, because we don't have any opportunities, and then we have in Brazil. This is a mark, and we started the Radqual with the medical selling the sources in Brazil in this year, and then I think it's good to pass the next block. The block 3, because in this block we have the opportunity to share with Brazil the source with the Radqual, and then Julieta can share the website and the demonstration, some part for us.
Yes, of course. I will start to share the screen. Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect. This is our website, radqual.com. Here you could find whatever you need. And of course, if you have doubts, we are here to help, right? This is our home. We have products, catalogs, orders, shippings, about us, and if you want to contact us. Here in products, we have this classification, the SPECT products, PET, nuclear medicine, source and accessories, calibration source, Panqual, and nuclear shields, the industrial sources, right? So just to start, we could start with the SPECT ones. Here we have the flood sources. Please tell me if you see the screen. Can you see it?
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect.
Okay, perfect. Here we have in our website the search to look for the correct float sources for your equipment, right? So here we have the search, for example, the Siemens ones, General Electric, Philips, and Mediso, Toshiba, and other brands. So, for example, if you are looking for a Siemens equipment, you put here in the search and automatically shows you which are the Siemens ones. So then you have the camera model. So if you are looking for example, a Symbia, you put here and shows you the float sources. You enter in the float sources. Each one have different activity. And here gives you the geometry, the size, right? And the activity that you could ask this float, because these float sources could be in different activities. And here it says all the equipment that could go for this one. Then, for example, if you want to see only the General Electric float sources, shows you which are available and compatibility with that equipment, right? Then going a little more with the SPECT, we have 3 kinds of geometries for the dose calibrator. We have the S-vial, we have the E-vial, and here you could open and see. Every time you open and see a source, you have a specification and some information about the source that you are looking. For example, for these sources, here it shows you the different isotope, the nuclide, the activity, and we send always the source with different color, just to know, for example, that the red one is cobalt 57, or if you see the sources in black, this is barium, right?
Yeah, Julieta, I have a good comment with this point for us, just before you continue, because in Brazil, we really need to do the geometry tests in those calibrators. I think in a lot of countries in Latin America, in United States too. And then we had the sources to do the tests, but we make the sources with technician, with fluorine, with the isotopes that we had and that we have in the clinicals, okay? But I think a good comment to share with the physicists in Brazil, that the syringe, the geometry syringe is good for us because the Radqual is unique that have this opportunity, the sources, studied sources in the syringe geometry, and then we have a good opportunity to have the standard to use these tests and another points in those calibrators, like in the radiopharmacy distributor, the doses and another points.
These are the ones that you used to see, right?
Yes.
The E-vials, yes, these are the typicals, and that maybe you have seen this in Brazil, and this, the S-vial, is one that only Radqual have, right? And thank you ever for this comment, because this geometry, Radqual is the only company that offers, you know?
Yeah.
And I'll make the comment that the reason we're the only ones that have it because we patented it. It's our own patented design, so no one else can provide it.
In Espanol, we said it is patentado. It is only ours.
Okay. In Portuguese is patente.
Patente. Okay.
Perfect. You can continue, please.
Yes, of course. And here serum bias. Also, we have the raw sources, right? I think that these are in class 1, right, Felipe? The raw sources. We have
Sorry. Yes.
Yes. And here we have 2 options, right? They are available in 3. We put inch because we are talking to a United States company, but we always put the millimeters. I think in Brazil we use millimeters, right?
Yes.
Not inch. Okay. We have 2 options for these sources, 3 inch or 5 inch, and always the different color represent the different nucleate, right? Also, this activity could be different for, you have the option, right?
Yeah.
Here, talking another type of product for SPECT cameras, we have the rulers, the rigid rulers, the flexible line sources. I don't know ever if you have seen this in the services. They are in Brazil. This is a very specific product, and we would like to see if Brazil have interest in this. I think that is a very nice product,
Yeah,
right?
usually this product is a dreams for us to use it in the quality control
Yes.
because usually we do we make the search to do the tests like a speed of the quadro and another tests, and then this is a good opportunity to have these standards because we have the standards in the distance, standards in the activity, and then you bring more quality for the tests to do in the gamma camera.
Yes, of course. We want that the physicians try these products, right? And then tell us if they like it.
Yeah.
Also, continue with the SPECT products. We have the spectrum dynamics line sources. So we have here to show, we have 2 options, the SPECT system and the Veritone system. This is a very specific sources. We have this here. Also, the Siemens Symbia sources. So in the website, it's very clear to find the correct sources for the SPECT equipment, right? In our website, you have the different names and the specification. Then the pen point makers, this also is like a specific product. I don't see this in Brazil, but maybe we could start seeing them. Then also we have the flood sources shielding. It's something that we offer with the flood sources. This is a very good product because it's safe and also it is easiest to carry the sources, right?
Yes, I agree with you. Because we can use it, it's more flexible to transportation, and then this is a good product for us.
Yes. And here, let me show. Okay, and the last one, we have the flood source transport, just in case someone asks the big flood sources and need to transport without effort. This is an accessory size, right? Then we could show the PET products, and here we have 1 by 1. I could show you this way. For example, this is the quality control cylinder, the Germanio cylinder for the Analus, the GE equipment. You have it here, and this camera compatibility. You have all the equipments that are correct to use this cylinder. you have one by one, also the VQC for General Electric equipment also. But for me, the better of the website, if you go here and see the Germanium cylinders phantoms, you could open here and use this search by camera and model. This is very useful for the physicians, for the distributors, and for us when we try to help the customers to find the correct sources, right? So for example, if the customer have a GE equipment, we could put GE here and automatically the website show you the different sources for that equipment, right? Here, as I show you, is the PET cylinder for General Electric. If we want to see, for example, the Siemens ones, we put here, and we have the different models for Siemens equipment. So, for example, for a Biograph MR, we put a click here, and automatically the website shows you the two different sources that equipment could need, right? So if you open in the cylinder, you have a specification, the size of the cylinder, the isotope, the activity, and the cameras that are correct for this cylinder. If we continue like this, we have the line sources. If we want to see it in this way, we also could search this by camera and manufacturer. Here we have the multimodality spot markers, the difference we have, and how we offer this, right? Is one spot, or we offer also the set of sodium. So here it says each specification of this product. It's the same model for all the sources we offered here, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Here we have,
okay. Just to put you on information here,
yes.
It is very important to know how it's find the sources and the models in the Radqual, because we help us with the specification, the size, the activities, the isotopes, the geometry, the models of the equipments for PET, for SPECT, and then this information is very, very important for us, because when I have, for example, a necessity to available the search for public process, we have just the specifications. You don't have the model of the sources.
Yes, of course. And this is very important to have all the information in the website, because the physicians and the distributor could double check here. But something that is very important for us is that when a customer asks for a sources, to double check that the source are the correct one, right? So we have the website as a first thing to show the correct sources, but also we ask to our distributors, and the distributor asks to the customers to please give us the name of the camera that they have, if they could send us a picture of the camera they have. Also, if they have the other source, the one that they are replacing, please send us a photograph of that source, just to be very sure that the source that people is asking are the correct one, right? Just to don't have mistakes here. We are talking about radioactive material, right? And we could not have problems here to identify the correct sources and we know that these sources go through United States to Brazil, and could not be any mistake here looking for the correct sources, right?
Yes,
Exactly.
I really agree with you.
Yes, here we work a lot with Rogerio, right? Rogerio, because
exactly. I work a lot with site Radqual. It's important.
yes, yes, with Rogerio and Agustina. Agustina is our customer service person. We always try to help our distributor to have an answer. We try to do it in 24 hours or 48 at all. This is very important for us, right?
Right.
Yeah. Julieta, in this point, it's very important to show the physicists and other people in Brazil that the medical ELG and the Radqual are available to solve the doubts, answer the questions, and find the specific sources that use in this model of the device. And then I would like to confirm that all the people that the Radqual have all the source and the geometry, that all devices that you can use in nuclear medicine, in the PET, SPECT, and the dose calibrator, and the another source that we show it for us. And in this point, I would like to call the next block of our life, because the block 4 is justly the questions that Rogério and me, Felipe, received in the medical, and if our customers need help, we are together help the customers. And then I have these questions, and then help us to answer, and I try to read the question for us. Okay.
Yes, of course, and we could discuss here.
Perfect. In Brazil, some colleagues ask me and Rogério how the methodological traceability in the sources, the standards that Radqual use. How is the traceability methodological?
Well, yeah, so there's a couple of things we do. One is we do intercomparisons with the National Institute of Standards and Technology. So on a regular basis, we'll send them samples that we've measured and cross-calibrated a variety of radiation detection equipment that we have. They will then analyze it and give us their results, and then we compare, and we're generally within, say, 0.5% of each other. So that's how we ensure that our measurements are traceable to NIST. And then through our quality assurance program, we're ISO 9001, 2015 certified. So all our procedures, if we take, a lot of our sources are made by taking weighed amounts of a calibrated solution and then adding those to a weighed amount of, say, epoxy or others. All the equipment that is used for all the weights, they are checked on an annual basis, but also on a daily basis with NIST calibrated weights. So we ensure that all our weighing information is traceable to NIST, all of our radiation measurements, and when you combine those, we come up with an uncertainty. Some of our sources are calibrated, and generally that means they're within say 3% total uncertainty of measurement. A lot of our other sources are referred to as just nominal activity. Some of like your spot markers and those sorts of things. And the activity there is within like plus or minus 10% accuracy.
Yes,
so yeah, between the NIST program and our quality assurance ISO 9001, we maintain a pretty strict traceability to the international standards.
Yes, perfect. Good to know about it. You agree with me, Rogério, because we always receive the question for the colleagues, how the sources, the standard is, and then so it's good to know about it. And then I can I can read for us the second question, because it's more I forget the words, but I read the question for us now.
Okay.
The certificates include the expiry dates, because this is the information important for us here.
Exactly.
Right. So we had a chance to talk about this just before our meeting here.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, we do not provide expiration dates or validity dates on our sources. In general, your shorter half-life isotopes like your germanium-68, cobalt-57, we would recommend, say, 2 half-lives. So that's generally replaced about every 18 months. Some of the longer-lived isotopes, cesium-137, that has a 30-year half-life. A customer can use it as long as it makes sense for them, and the source isn't wearing out, showing any signs of damage, etc. So yeah, there are recommendations that we would give, but nothing that we put on a cert.
Yeah, it's a good information for us then, because here we have some questions with health systems in inspections and another points, and then the colleagues physicists ask me and Rogério about the expiry dates in the certificate.
Sorry.
Yes,
It's
Felipe.
important. It's important to add that when we did a notification in ANVISA, we put the expiry date is indeterminate. So ANVISA knows that this is correct. This is not a problem.
Perfect. Perfect.
Got it right.
In the third, the specific question is, other options of the older equipment, okay? The Radqual guarantees supply sources for all equipments like Philips, GE, and another manufacturers, okay? I think you answer when you show for us the website, but this is the question.
You are talking, for example, if we have the sources for Philips equipment.
Yeah, yes.
Yes, as we understood, the Philips equipment are not still selling this equipment, right? But we have, yes, we have the sources for this equipment.
Yeah, perfect. Because we had some, thank you so much for Julieta. We have some devices in Brazil in use, and then the important information for the colleagues physicists that Radqual have the search for Philips and the older equipment SPECT.
Here you can see it, for example.
Yeah, thank you.
This set of sodium sources are for Philips Germany, and here are all the models, right?
Yes.
Okay.
The multimodal spot makers. Thank you, Julieta. And now the question 4 is cobalt 57 put it in flat SPECT sources is superior to other suppliers, because we have the purity in the sources, okay?
Right. So we set a maximum impurity level I think it's 0.14%, and that's the total cobalt 56 and 58 impurities. And that particular standard has been around for a long time, and it seems to work. As far as if it's superior to anyone else's, there's primarily one source of cobalt 57 in the world that we know of. So everybody's using the same cobalt 57. And the only way you're going to get that, one way to get that impurity level down is just to let it decay. So, we don't, it's not at 0.14% every time we send a source out, but that would be like the maximum limit. And generally it's less than 0.1%.
Yeah, perfect. Good to know then, because Rogério received this question about the purity of the cobalt 57. Yeah, thank you so much. In the flat SPECT. Okay. And another question. It's a good. We discussed before a little bit. How do pet search with the different activities interface with the equipment?
Yeah, so as I understood it from our conversation before, you're asking about, if a customer has a need for a source that says 2.5 millicuries, they look on our website and there's one at 2.2 millicuries, and we're saying to use for the camera. What is kind of the effect of that? And I think what we discussed was that it's really up to the customer, what basically what they've used before. We do have those same sources at different activity levels. So if they want to order a 2.5 versus a 2.2, we're not going to stop them. They can go ahead and do it. All these cameras are designed to work within a range of activity. So, the camera manufacturers will specify for this one, you need it 2.2. Well, it doesn't mean it's 2.2 exactly. It means it's, within a range. It'll work. If customers find out that a higher activity will work for them, we're not going to tell them they can't. So we're not the ones dictating, this is activity level for this source, or nothing. You have to use it.
Yeah. It's good to know because the Radqual have the opportunity to customize the some models of the sources. Yeah.
Right. We make a wide variety. We make custom sources all the time. Some of it's just like our standard configurations, just a different activity level. But then there's also a lot of just all kinds of custom configurations that we make on a regular basis. So.
Perfect. And then the last question that we have here, it's like a philosophy question for my colleagues physicists. What is the principle behind the search development and performance evaluation?
Yeah, I think the best way we can answer that is that, generally the equipment manufacturers know what they want as far as source performance. And so if we get the specifications from them, we can easily follow that, easily make it. Generally, 90% of the sources we talked about today, there are uniformity and the activity measurement are the key things. So we need to make sure that we can, like I said before, with our NIST traceability, we know the activity. And with our scanning equipment, we can ensure uniformity to within the certain OEM specifications.
Okay.
I think that's a good enough answer for you.
I think it's good to know because the sources we are developing together the necessity of the devices and the talk with the manufacturers and another principles like the NEMA and another things. Okay. I don't know if you have more questions in the chat. We can share with us, Felipe, 1 or 2, or we can send the Radqual and answer our customers after.
Of course.
Yeah, I'm looking in the chat. Now we don't have any questions until now, but if you have someone until the finish, I told you.
Perfect.
Of course, Ever, and if then you receive some question from some end user, of course, you could send that to us, and we could answer and give the customer the correct answer. Of course, if you receive it later, okay?
Perfect. Thank you. And now we can continue for the next block, the 5 block. This is a specific point that we want to discuss. Reverse logistics and the life cycle management. Julieta, can you explain how it works in the US?
Yes, of course. I could explain what Radqual offers to the customers, right? Radqual accept dedicate sources if the politic is 1 by 1, right? And this work this way. For example, an end user wants to buy a germanium cylinder from us, they could send us the dedicated cylinders they have in the services, right? The only condition is that the end user have to buy a new sources, and they have to return the decade with the same isotope, right? And the condition is that the sources that they want to return have to be made in United States, right? But the important thing here is we know that in Brazil is something very important. Maybe you ever could explain a little more how it works there, but there is in a lot of countries that it's very important to could, I don't have the word in English, to return the decayed sources, right? We receive decayed sources, but the only condition is that have to be made in United States, right?
Yes, perfect. Good to know this point, Julieta, because we have the opportunity to do it here in Brazil, and we can offer this point to the customers soon. And then in Brazil, we have the opportunity to do the flux of the process to bring it 1 by 1 and then by 1 and get to the decay sources.
The disposal, that is the word.
Yes,
the disposal.
yes. And send the US. We can do it here, and then this is a good point because we have the good problems here with this decayed form source, okay, the exhausted sources, because we need to do the bureaucratic documents with the CNEM and now ANSN to send the final depositories in Brazil. But if you have the opportunity to do the reverse logistics here, it's a good solution that we can show to our physicists, colleagues physicists
Right.
in Brazil.
Because they are in Brazil, the responsibility for that decayed sources is for the end user, right? So they have to look at a solution for this.
Yes.
Perfect.
And then we have the opportunity to show to our customers the reverse logistics and the help the colleagues to solve fast this problem in the clinics that we need to change. Então, just to clarify the idea, if my customers buy one source, we can get the sources if the origin was in the United States.
Exactly.
We don't have a problem with the brands, okay?
No problem with the brand. If you have another brand and you are buying a Radqual sources, you could resend for disposal the other brand. It's no problem for us.
Perfect. We discuss internal with the medical audit team and show the solution for the Brazilian nuclear market with our colleagues. I think it's a good idea to put here in Brazil.
It's another services.
Exato.
Yes.
Perfect idea.
Perfect. So, I don't know if you have more comments, Julieta, that you would like to share with us. If you then have any comments more, Felipe and Rogério.
What I would like to add is that International Isotopes is located in United States, in Idaho Falls. There is our facility. We manufacture the sources there. For us, it's very important. Latin America and Brazil is very, very important for us. We know that we have a great market there, and we want to make all our efforts to show the Brazilian physicians that the Radqual sources have the highest quality. And we are very happy about this. We are working a lot. I think that 2026 will be a very important year for medical and for Radqual also. Nothing, that's all. Radqual always participate in all the LATAM congresses, so the physicians that go to congresses, now we have Cartagena 1, but Radqual is always present in all the congress in the region, also in Europe and United States. So if any of the physicians goes to any congress, please visit us in our stand, that there is always a Radqual member there to say hello and try to help.
In medical, we'll be there together.
Okay, you will come to Cartagena, nice.
Yeah.
It's an important congress because it's ALASBIM, the World Federation Congress, and the National Congress in Colombia. So 3 congress in one, in February.
Yeah. Perfect. And then, do you have any comments more?
No, I think Julieta really covered a lot of it. Yeah, I don't have anything to add.
I always said to my team that Latin America people needs to talk. So we talk a lot.
Yes. Felipe, Rogério.
No. I think this is a very good partner entre medical and Radqual. So I was happy that the work with all you.
Thanks,
Perfect.
Felipe.
Okay. For me, it was an important moment to show Radqual for our market and to know how complete line products source is important. It's okay. It's important. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Rogelio.
Perfect. So, today we showed how important quality and the safety for nuclear medicine that the products the Radqual, and we have a good partnership with Medical AG distributor in Brazil. We are totally available to help our customers, our physics colleagues, physicists. And then I would like to say thanks for Julieta, for Dan, for medical team, Rogério and Felipe, work together with this life, our support, the Tom. This life we are available in our channel in the YouTube, the Medical ISO Talks. When we finish the live will there. Em português now, agradecer aí ao nosso público, que também participou, vai poder assistir, né? Caso tenha alguma dúvida em inglês, pode acionar a legenda no YouTube. E, mais uma vez, muito obrigado a todos. One more time. Thanks so much. And we closing of this live. We are available for any doubts for our colleagues. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Obrigado.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.